welcome to the Stout Club, a podcast built on friendship, music, and of course, beer.
Yes. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Max, and
Is Julian.
yeah.
And Sam. Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome again to Stout Club. We're on week 4, episode 4.
It's weird.
I know.
Yeah.
To think about. Wow.
We've made it this far.
Yeah. Proud of us, guys.
And if you've also made it this far, we thank you very much for joining us.
For sure. So, why is everybody drinking this week?
Work sucks. Still hasn't. Nothing has honestly, nothing has changed. Like,
I feel
everything's the
that.
same thing for me.
I feel that.
I'll let you know if anything gets better. Truly.
God. And you just had like a really busy week this week, right?
Everything's been busy. It's
Yeah.
never stopping.
Of
It's
course.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. How about you, Sam?
You know, I was proud of myself. I binge watched season 1 of Atypical yesterday.
Yeah.
Now I just need to catch up on season 2. Now we both can watch that
Yeah.
together. And you've
So
seen
good.
Yeah, you've seen it. So I'm really stoked to continue that. Such a good show. If you guys haven't checked out Atypical, go on Netflix. Go do it. It's
Nice.
so good.
Yes.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, just work,
yeah.
same old, same old.
Yeah.
What about you, Max?
Oh, I just went to the Hollywood Bowl last night. I went to see A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
That's fun. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous.
Dude, it was so good. Like, Danny Elfman was there. Like, all the original voice actors were there. It was insane. Like,
Wow.
so good. So good. I never thought I would ever experience something like that, but everybody was amazing, and there were some freaking legends there. And also, fun fact, found out that Jack Bearcat of All Time Low was there.
Of course.
Of
He was. He's got
course.
Jack's freaking tattooed on him.
Yeah. Didn't find out, of course, until after I left. So,
Of course.
Yeah. It's fine. So, Jack, if you're hearing this,
Missed opportunity.
yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
All right, so what am I drinking? I am drinking Modern Times Fruitlands, same thing to me.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's the same thing to me. It's
Yeah.
they're based out of San Diego. Ooh, employee beer, employee owned. So I guess
I
that
thought it was
same-
employee beer, like,
It's
just
an
drink that at
employee
work.
beer.
Yeah.
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 So it's a sour tropical fruit goze, same. I don't know how to pronounce that
Oh.
clearly.
GOSE.
Goze. I don't know. I don't really drink these often, but it's 4.8 by volume, ABV.
Nice.
It's Fruitlands. It has passion fruit and guava. 10 IBU. Great stuff.
How's the-
Pilsner multi-wheat TM? Fruitlands is a tart, fruity, and frighteningly delicious. The sour, salty base beer lays down the funky refreshment, while a heavy dose of passion fruit and guava turns the whole thing into a wall-to-wall tropical fruit fiesta.
Oh,
That
yes.
sounds fun.
It's a marvelous mix of elements that collides with your mouth like a fruit-filled asteroid of flavor traveling at the supersonic speed of party.
Hey.
Wow.
Wow, modern times.
What a way to describe a beer.
Wow. Why can't more beers have
And
descriptions?
can we also appreciate the design on this?
It's so classic. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we're going to move on to what band we're covering this week. And it is my favorite band. I love them so much that I have their lyrics on my arm, and I've seen them 10 times. And that band is the Maine, aka probably one of the best bands in the genre, honestly, right now that we all listen to. Yes.
Like, they just keep changing their sound every album, and there's great dudes. They're so nice. It's dumb.
Crazy how nice they are.
Yeah.
I love them.
God, 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yes. So before I start getting into the history, I just wanted to put my sources out there. I got most of my information from Wikipedia, Twitter, Billboard, and Bullet Music, and most of the stuff I actually already knew, so there wasn't really too much that I had to find out, but I just had to kind of refresh what I knew.
Over the span of, 10 years?
Yes, I'll get into that.
Yeah.
The Maine is the band, and they're from Tempe, Arizona, and the members are John O'Callahan. He is the lead singer and plays piano. Jared Monaco, backup vocals and guitar. Kennedy Brock, backup vocals and guitar. Garrett Nicholson plays bass, and Pat Kirch on the drums.
Pat.
Yes.
My man. Love him
The
so
love
much.
of my life.
Such a sweetie.
Yes. So, the Maine, they were formed in 2007, and they're still active as of today after 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. And originally signed with Fearless Records, they now have their own record label titled 8123.
Hell yeah.
And I'll get into the history of like what the backstory is that later. So bands currently signed to the label are the Technicolors, Nick Santino of Rock to the Moon, as well as his current band Beachweather, Brighton, This Century, and more.
Wait,
So,
is Beachweather signed?
yeah.
Are they D123?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Nick Santino's been with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like best friends.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah, for sure. Pat and Garrett had been playing together in small bands until they decided to form their own band one day. They had been, there was just like in Arizona, there was always like this little pop punk scene, and they had been performing like different shows with a bunch of these different bands, just
Yeah.
as like bass and drums and whatever they could do. But like one day they were just like, I'm gonna start a band,
Makes sense.
And this quote is from Billboard, and there was an interview with the Maine, and this is from Pat. And he said, quote, "Like other teenage dreams, the idea to initially come together spawned from a drunken late-night phone call."
Love it.
Yes.
Of course.
So John had called me at like 2 a.m. the night before, really drunk. And I
we
was
were in high school.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. And I was in bed already. He was like, "We should be in a band." And I was like, "Okay, what the hell are you talking
So this
about?"
was John to Pat, right?
Yes.
Oh my
So
God.
this is a phone call
Yeah.
with Pat.
Yeah.
And,
Amazing.
And John.
Amazing.
Yes. And so Pat was just like, and I was like, "Okay, what the hell are you talking about?" I didn't even know that he sang or did anything, but I came over the next day and he did.
Wow.
Yeah, so they met. So him, Garrett, and Pat, they met up and they recorded a little demo EP all together. And they were both, Garrett and Pat were both shocked by John's vocals because they never knew he could sing.
Wow.
And so they met up, and that's when they created the Maine. Yes. And
Legends.
so then later on, they were joined by former members Alex Ross and Ryan Osterman, and the five of them released their first EP in January of 2007.
Wow.
Shortly after, Alex and Ryan left the band and then were replaced by Jared and Kennedy, which is
Hell
who we know of today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love those dudes.
Yes, and the rest is history.
Oh, Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared.
Yes. Love them all.
Yes.
So now that's just like a little brief summary about them, because there was a lot of information with their albums.
Oh, I believe
It's
it.
a band that's been around for 10 years, and they literally tour basically every year.
I mean,
There were so many.
it's their full-time job, so.
Yeah, exactly. The first EP was titled The Way We Talk, and it was released in 2007.
God.
And then the iconic album that really got them out there was Can't Stop, Won't Stop, and that was released in 2008.
Iconic.
I do remember that.
Yes, of course. Like, there's the famous singles, Into Your Arms, and
Everything We Asked For.
Everything
Yeah.
I Ask For.
God.
It's such a good
Which video
album.
is it when they're like at the airport?
That's Into Your Arms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit's sad.
Where John's just like looking at the camera so beautifully and
with that hair.
with that freaking hair.
I did cry.
Yeah. Yes. And apparently, so then that year they opened for Good Charlotte and Boys Like Girls in the summer.
And Metro Station.
Oh, right.
We talked about that on the last
yeah, we
episode.
did. It didn't say that. That's
Yeah.
weird. And then
Because they don't matter anymore.
That's literally it.
yes. And then later on that year, they toured with We the Kings and the Academy Is in the UK that fall. Yes. And then A Happy New Year was released in 2008. And if-
Fire.
yeah.
I was pissed that they didn't like more like Christmas
songs.
or holiday songs.
Yes, that was such a good little EP, and their cover of Last Christmas.
That came out.
That was 2008.
Oh my
Ho,
god.
ho, hopefully.
Yes.
Iconic.
Yes.
Gosh.
Oh man, it was so good.
Oh, the Christmas
Yeah,
show.
we got to go to a Christmas show back then. Well, no, it wasn't.
was only
it
a few
wasn't
years
then.
ago.
It was only a couple years ago. Yeah, it was like 2013. I think.
I never thought we would see that song live.
We got to see Ho Ho Hopefully live. It was great.
So good.
Okay. In 2009, they toured the Secret Valentine tour with We the Kings, The Cab, Versa Emerge, and There for Tomorrow.
I think it was there.
Were you?
What?
I think. They also did a really random tour with like Cobra Starship and Boys Like Girls, A Rocket to the Moon.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the 4 of them. I think it was some like Fearless record thing.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Or no, I don't even know.
Yeah, eventually they did actually leave Fearless, and then they were signed with Warner Brothers for a little bit.
What?
Yeah, they were actually signed with quite a few different record labels until they actually created their own record label, which was A123.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They were,
They've been all over the place.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So, and then that July, after the Secret Valentine tour, they performed their first Warped Tour.
Yes.
Yes.
What year was that?
That was 2009. Yeah,
Okay.
2009.
I was there. I was there.
How
Oh
was
my god.
that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god. She just whipped out a Warped Tour
It was
shirt.
the 15th anniversary of Warped Tour and my first
Wow.
Warped Tour. It was both of our first Warped Tours.
Yes, you
Oh.
shared that moment together, even though they
Friendship.
probably didn't know that, but now they do.
It's fine. It's
Hopefully.
fine. Yeah.
So,
Hopefully.
yeah. Get out of here.
Sorry.
All right. And then the very controversial album Black and White was released in 2010. Yeah. And then they also embarked on their first headlining tour, An Evening with the Maine, that same year.
Wait, what was so controversial about it? Just because it was a new sound, or like?
Yes, because I think what if I remember correctly, what had happened was that the band wanted to go a new direction with a little bit of a new sound, more like hard and rock,
Yes.
more than the poppy kind of feel that Can't Stop Won't Stop had. But the label did not like that, and they almost were dropped. That album
Oh.
didn't even become a thing.
Wow.
But then it was released, and everyone loved it. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many good songs off of that album. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's actually probably one of my favorite albums, honestly. Like, it's so good, and it's just like it's a banger.
Iconic.
Yes. So then that same year, they had their first headlining tour promoting that album, and unfortunately, I didn't really find who opened for that tour. I was really
weird.
disappointed about that. I was like, what the heck? In 2011, Pioneer was released.
Oh.
That was their third album?
That was their third album.
I did not, after Black and White, I kind of like trailed off.
Oh man, no, Pioneer is a super good album. That's the one with the bearded guy on the cover.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yep.
they toured with Never Shout Never in Europe for that album.
That's so weird.
And that was actually their second time touring with him. I forget where the first tour was. I believe it was for Black and White, but that was also like another UK tour. So then later on in 2011, they toured again as co-headliners with the band Augustana in April.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then later on in that year, they went on like 3 tours that year. It was
Whoa.
crazy. And then later on, they toured with Taking Back Sunday and Bad Rabbits in October.
Wait, those are 2 different people, like 2 different bands.
2 different worlds.
No, 3 different bands. Like, Bad Rabbits is so good, but
Yeah.
like they do not sound like if I would say like Bad Rabbits would be like a good Can't Stop Won't Stop tour release band to go
Yeah.
with them. So I find that very interesting that they decided to go around that third time.
I know. I thought that was really cool and really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later on, another tour. They later headlined their own tour for Pioneer. And singles from this album, if you guys don't know, were Don't Give Up on Us, Misery, My Heroine, and Some Days.
Ugh.
Those were the 4 singles from that album.
Rip. So
Mhm.
good.
And then I love this B-side. They released it in February 2012. They re-released Pioneer along with the B-side The Good Love. And that was featuring 6 unreleased songs. And that EP is so good.
Which EP again?
So it's the Good Love EP.
Was that the one with the cake
B-
on it?
No,
No?
no, I'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a B-side for Pioneer, and it was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all those songs are so good, and I love them. Oh my god, I will listen to that EP all the time. That is such a good EP.
I have to re-listen to that one.
Please do. So then in 2013, Forever Halloween was released.
Yes.
That was a very different album from the rest of their sound.
yeah.
Very different. And it was so different and dark and very, and also...
It's a mood.
It's a mood. It definitely is, yeah. The one song off of that album that John said I remember about is that it's the song These Four Words. And that one, he always says this at shows and in interviews and all that stuff. He always says, like, whenever he does perform These Four Words, it's one of the most real and most open songs he's ever written.
Wow.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't listened to it, go listen to it. You probably will cry.
Great.
Yeah, it's a very powerful, emotional song. And every time he performs it in concert, whenever I have seen it, I get goosebumps. I get chills. It's just like, it's just so good because it's just him and the piano and that's it.
Oh,
and it's
beautiful.
Beautiful.
I don't think
Have you? Oh my god. If you haven't, I'm so sorry.
I can't recall.
Wow.
Because I don't think I've seen him play the piano.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That must have been at a couple of the shows that I went to, like, basically by myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shortly after releasing Forever Halloween, they came out with their EP Imaginary Numbers in 2014. That's the one you're thinking of with the cake.
That one is so good.
It is amazing. Have you listened to that?
No, wait, say that again?
Imaginary Numbers?
No. See, ever since Black and White, I haven't been.
Wow.
And the American Candy, that was the one album that I kind of listened to.
Oh my god.
The covers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The covers
So
A and B.
good.
Yeah, super good. All right.
Imaginary Numbers is like one of those albums where like you can sit in the rain, it's fall time, you're in your room, you got some candles going, you're just by yourself reading a good book, or
It's a
you put
really
on this
good,
music
it's a
and-
really nice vibey little EP that
Yeah.
they released, and it's so good.
Yeah.
I love it. Back to American Candy that you were saying.
Speaking of,
That was released in 2015.
what?
And I know, it's already 3 years ago. I was like,
Wow.
what? And then that tour, they toured with the Technicolors, Knuckle Puck, and Real Friends.
What?
But see, the people they tour with are
So random.
it's different
Yeah.
every single time. I mean, that's dope.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
for
that's
them.
what's great about the Maine. Like, they talk about it all the time. Like, they're just friends with, like, everybody in this industry.
Oh, yeah.
And they just
They're
want to...
unproblematic.
Yeah, they just, like, want to bring people that they vibe with.
Yeah.
And that's what they literally will do every tour. It's as long as if it's one of their headlining tours and they choose who opens for them, it's people that they are friends with or they vibe with or they like their music. It's just like really cool. Like, they don't care if there's different sounds. It's like they don't want like the whole show to sound the same.
Yeah.
They want it to be different. So like, and it's cool because it brings so many different fans into the venues, you know?
Yeah.
And that tour, did you go to the American Candy tour?
Yeah, I think so.
Did you?
When one twin doesn't go to one show.
No, I've gone and I've seen them a couple times without you.
Yeah, she's seen them more than
Yeah, I'm willing to
have.
go more by myself.
Yeah.
Like
They're like your babies.
they're my babes. Yes,
Yes.
They're my children.
Yes.
Actually, no. John is my father.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Later that year, the Maine also was main stage for the 2016 Warped Tour.
The best.
We were all there. That was an amazing time.
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Quite a time.
Oh yes.
That was wait. No, that was
2016.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
It
yeah.
was such a good time. It was a good day. All the beer, all the sunburn, all the
Ugh.
paint.
I was not 21 yet, but yes.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. After that, Warped Tour was like the last tour of 2016 before they went back into the studio. And that is when they created Lovely Little Lonely.
So fucking good.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It is just absolutely amazing. That album. Have you listened to that album?
Which one?
Lovely Little Lonely.
Again.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
If you are going to listen to any of them, please listen to that one. It's the most recent one, and it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it just came out last year. It's already a year old.
Yeah.
Which
It's-
is crazy. It came out in April 2017.
It's amazing.
So the two singles that came off of that album were Bad Behavior and Black Butterflies and Deja Vu.
Yes.
So then for that album, they toured with the Mowgli's, which was the East Coast, and Beach Weather, which was the West Coast.
Yes.
Also,
Yes. Yes.
that was such a good show.
Yes.
San Francisco,
Yep.
great American Music Hall, right? That was
Yes.
it. Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was super fun.
Yeah.
Later on that year, they headlined their first ever 8123 music festival in Arizona, and that was in celebration of 10 years of being a band.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. And we're going to the next one
yes.
in January.
And I'm just getting to that.
Hell yeah.
In January 2019, they are holding their second annual 8123 Fest in celebration of 10 years of Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And that's where they will be performing Can't Stop, Won't Stop in full. And they've already released, or announced a few of the bands who are going to be there. We're all super stoked about it. Going to be driving out there. It's going to be a good time.
It's not going to be too bad of a drive.
No,
either.
no,
So.
it won't.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be chill.
Yeah.
And we always can rotate driving if we need to.
Yep.
In 2018, they then released a surprise album called Less Noise, and it's an acoustic album of classic songs by the band.
Yes.
From Into Your Arms, Saving Grace, and Am I Pretty, and more. That
I think they have like 2 songs from each full-length album.
I think so.
I think that's what it was when I was looking at it one time when I was like listening to it.
I was listening to it earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And now they are currently in the studio recording their 7th album.
Full-length album.
Full-length album.
Yeah.
7th full-length album, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm so stoked. They've been posting all over Instagram about it, so it's going to be really
I
cool.
have no idea what to expect because they always change their sound.
Yeah, they said that they are literally putting their hearts and souls into this album and expect it to be their best album yet.
That's what...
I feel like they always say that, but like...
It's true.
It's kind of true, yeah.
Every album keeps getting...
And it's always different.
Yeah, it keeps getting better and better.
Now, we're moving on to the Billboard highlights. So, I found out that they actually were on the top 200 a lot.
Really?
Yeah, for literally every album was at least on the top 200. Except the EPs, but their full-length albums... I know, I was really shocked about that. Starting with Can't Stop, Won't Stop, it debuted at number 40 on the top 200 when it came out.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Black and White debuted at number 16 on top 200.
For which one?
Black. I just said that.
Just the album.
These are albums.
Oh,
that's when. Yeah, it's just the album debuts.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't really anything about the singles.
Oh.
It was just the albums.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Black and White was number 16. That
Gotcha.
is insane. And then unfortunately, Pioneer was way lower than the first two, and it was number 90 on the top 200.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's out of all of the albums, that was the lowest in ranking on that. And I'm surprised because Pioneer was so good.
It is a good album. Yeah.
Forever Halloween debuted at number 39 on the Billboard Top 200.
Nice.
American Candy at number 37. And Lovely Little Lonely debuted at number 32. And also, Lovely Little Lonely reached number 4 on the U.S. Top Rock Albums and number 3 on U.S. Independent Albums.
Wow.
Yeah. Proud.
Well deserved.
Yes, I'm very proud of it.
Such a good album.
Yes.
God, I can't say it enough.
Yes.
The way it flows into each song is just beautiful.
Yes. So now, moving on to the top fun facts about the band. Some of this stuff I wrote myself just because I already knew about it. So here we go. Garrett and Pat, they currently have their own podcast.
Yes.
Entitled the 8123 Podcast, and it's available on SoundCloud.
Sweet.
I don't think it's available on any other platform right now. I'm not sure why. It's probably just because SoundCloud's really easy. So the podcast features many musical guests which are a lot of their friends, from A Day to Remember, Nick Santino, Joel of This Century, and Gorgeous War,
Joel.
Real Friends, and there's just so much more.
Joel.
Yeah, it's a really chill podcast. Like, Garrett and Pat are great. They always talk about different topics every episode, and whenever they do have their friends on it, they talk about their band, and like, if they have toured together, then they talk about their touring experience, and it's just really cool.
I think I've listened to a few episodes.
Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah, it's really chill. So John has a side project called John the Ghost, and released a special book with his famous deep poetry-like tweets.
What?
If you're not following John on Twitter, then you're obviously missing out on some amazing words and poetry and his wisdom.
I literally go to his Twitter page, like, not like every day, but like
pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
And just to like catch up, like, oh, what deep wisdom has John O'Callaghan tweeted today?
Yes.
He's just a poet.
I know.
God.
Oh, and back to John the Ghost, he does have he has a little EP from John the Ghost, and I think this technically the single was Sour Grapes from that album.
Yeah.
It's super good.
So you
go
said
check
he
it
has
out.
a book?
He has a book. He released it. I almost pre-ordered it, but then I was like,
Oh wait, it's not out?
no, it is out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out I think earlier this year. Yeah.
Oh.
But I wanted to pre-order it. A bunch of course, like, everyone who knows me tagged me because they were like, John is releasing a book. And I was like,
Shit.
there goes my bank account. And I guess it's really cool because it includes the tweets. And I believe it has some, like, really cool pictures and all that
Probably
stuff.
from Lupe.
Probably, yeah. Fun fact, do you guys know how they named their band?
Isn't it from, like, the fucking ship or something?
Close.
Shit.
It's not a ship, but you're close.
I know
It's
about
kind of-
8123.
Okay,
But I don't know about the Maine.
Yeah, this one I didn't know, and I found it out today, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. I always wondered, like, how they named their band.
Mm-hmm.
And so Pat, Garrett, and John, they named it after a song called The Coast of Maine by the band Ivory.
Who the fuck are they?
I had the same question. I will probably go listen to them eventually just
They
to see.
decided to name it. Well, a lot of bands name after themselves after songs.
Yes.
I noticed that
Yes.
as well.
Like Man Overboard,
Mm-hmm. And then we just talked about
Reckless
that.
Serenade.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just talked about that with a few other bands. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
called Ivory?
The band is just called Ivory, and of course the song is The Coast of Maine, and they just shortened it to The Maine.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if they were named The Coast of Maine.
That it doesn't have quite the ring to it, so that's
No.
probably why we're like, you guys, let's just name it The Maine.
I don't know. Like on Spotify.
It's not
right
even on
now.
Spotify.
No, I don't think this is the right person.
I think they were like a really small band
They
from back in
released
the
this.
day.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is not the right person, but like, I don't mean, you never know. But their latest single is called "Original Gangster."
That's
Love it.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? They're probably not a thing anymore. I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah. The 8123 festival took 2 years to plan and make a reality.
Wow.
I mean, that shit's not easy.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Like, how the fuck do you think Warped Tour like became a thing and
Exactly.
stuff?
I wonder if they got like any advice from Kevin Lyman.
Well, actually, no.
No?
I didn't find anything about that.
Huh.
All I know is that Pat, with the help of his older brother, who is also their manager,
he has a wait.
You didn't know that? I knew that.
How did I not know Pat has a brother?
They all have a sibling of some
yeah,
sort.
of course.
John has 2 brothers. Jared, I think,
There's
has a
3 of
brother.
them.
Yeah, there's 3 O'Callaghan brothers. I think they're both married though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Too late.
damn.
Yeah, so anyway, Pat, with the help of his brother, they talked it over and, quote, then January 21st, which is our 10-year anniversary, happened to be on a weekend. So we were kind of like, now we have to do it. And that was from an interview from Bullet Music, and that was Pat talking about it, obviously. He just, like, one day was talking with his brother, and he had been wanting to do some sort of music festival with 8123. Him and his brother were just, like, trying to figure it out, and the whole band was all trying to figure it out for 2 years. And then they finally were able to bring it to life, and they were like, you know what? We're gonna put the effort into it. We're gonna plan this. We're gonna get a bunch of our friends to perform. Like, they got their friends Rocket to the Moon to reunite to play 8123 Fest.
That's like what they're doing with this century.
Exactly.
I cried.
Yes, and they also got Brighton to play last year too. Yeah. Dude, love them. So they were able to put 8123 Fest together, and now they're doing their second one, and who knows how many more years they'll do it. But they always, every year, or at least like from the past year that they did have it, they had a complete blast. It was sold out. Over 3,000 fans were there. 8123, it was the address of a rooftop of a parking garage that the Maine hung out with their friends at in Arizona when they were younger. And apparently...
Julian's
Yeah,
face.
did you not know that?
No, bitch, I stopped after black and white. Clearly.
It was a business place, so they'd wait until all the cars were gone, and they would climb up there, and up. And they would climb up there and just hang out, and that was the address of the building.
Wow.
And they would just be there with a bunch of their friends, and this was like in high school, and
LMAO, the
Yeah.
people who own that lot don't know.
yeah. also wrote the song We All Roll Along about that experience. It's about friendship and the times there.
They literally smoke cigarettes and drink beer on that roof.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Illegal. It's fine. That is a wrap for me with the Maine.
Wow.
What a time.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
What a time to be alive.
Yes.
Such a great band. Good dudes.
Yes.
Now it's a story time?
Yes.
Story time.
Story time.
Story time. Let's see here. So, obviously, like both Sam and I, we've seen the Maine quite a few times, so it was kind of hard to pick a story for this one, but I can do like quick summaries of like two that I have in mind.
Okay.
So one, it was for the Lovely Little Lonely pop-up shop that they had in San Francisco last year in April, the day that the album released, and it was the day that they had their show. And I remember they had the pop-up shop, and we got to go. It was super cool. We got the album, and they had all the cute merch and all that stuff, and all the band members were there, of course. We got to hang out with them and just say hi and, you know, catch up and whatnot. I actually got to snap some photos of Pat there. That was really cool. I was just like, hey Pat, is it cool if I get some portraits of you? And he's like, yeah. And so we just snapped some photos in San Francisco, so that was really cool. That's a little summary of that one. And then another one.
Oh, and wait, really quick, that show, we actually had to find tickets.
Yes!
They sold out.
Yes, I was debating about mentioning that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was like a crazy day, but then we got to the show, so it was fine.
it was insane. We were just like sweating. It's fine. It's fine. And then another story that I have that is very memorable was Warped Tour 2016. I think we had just gotten into the festival and we were going straight to the Maine's tent. John was there. He was just hanging out, just meeting fans and whatnot. We go up to him and we're like, hey John, and then he's just like, hey, what's up guys? And super nice guy, of course. I had my camera because I was actually shooting Warped Tour that year. I decided I wanted to try getting some portraits of like any of the band members I might stumble across walking around. Of course, with John there, I was like, hey, is it cool if I snap some photos of you? Same thing with what I did with Pat last year. Is it cool if I snap some photos of you? He's like, yeah, of course. He's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, let's see. I'm not sure. So we look around and I was like, maybe get some merch or something. And then at their merch table, they have a mannequin head with the blue wig because it was the American Candy phase. And so with blue everything, he like looks at the wig and he's just like, can I wear the wig? And I was like, of course. So I get some photos of him in the wig. That was iconic. Thanks to the Maine, they like made those photos go a little bit viral because they retweeted it on Twitter and Instagram, or like maybe fans posted it on Instagram or whatever. But that was really cool. I got a lot of likes and love from that, so that was awesome. Because of that moment, because he put the wig on when we were taking photos with him, he ended up keeping the wig on for their performance at Warped Tour, and that was the only time he wore the wig throughout that entire summer.
That was amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, we did that. Yes! It was just great. It was such a cool moment. Any moment with those dudes is fantastic. They're just the nicest humans. It's ridiculous.
You've seen them like 7 or 8 times?
I think 8. I think you've gone a couple times.
Yeah, you're on
me.
8. I'm on 10.
Yeah. Yeah. They're fantastic.
Yes.
But 10 out of 10 or 20 out of 10. If you like nice people
and good music,
support these guys because they are actual angels and precious human beings that we need more band members and just general people like them.
Agreed.
That's my little bit. That's my story.
All right. Well, we're getting close to the end. Julian?
What's the rating?
Oh man, Fruitlands. Let's think. I'm not a big fan of sours, but I am a fan of wheats. But I'm also not a fan of gozes. Let me look. Let me try it again one more time. I don't really taste the sour part that much, but I do like the guava. So I would say, I don't know, maybe a 2.5. This wasn't like
2.5 Jonos.
Yeah, 2.5 Jonos, 2.5 ho-hos, fullies, and like,
yes.
I don't know, it's just not my favorite. We'll get more details on a blog eventually about each beer.
Yes.
But long story short, that's my TED talk on this beer right now.
So where can they find us, guys?
They can Facebook, Instagram. I think that's it.
At Twitter, the Stout Club.
Yeah, and Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at the Stout Club. THE Stout Club.
Because they don't know how to spell the.
Dude, SpongeBob had a hard time.
You are so right. Yes.
They needed one of these, some of these.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you
next week.
They can't even see us. We can't see them.
You know, same.
Dude, those are two different senses.
All right, guys, we'll tune in next week then. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good night.